Hey guys, Smelling Roses here. Today we're back out at Occoneechee State Park. This is in Mecklenburg County in southern Virginia, and we're very close to the border with North Carolina. We're very close to Granville and Vance counties in North Carolina. However, we will not be entering North Carolina today. They are on the other side of Kerr Reservoir, very large lake in the area. Okay, so if we take a look at this map here, you can see the main area of the park highlighted here with the trails and various facilities. But we're going to have to look at this inset to see where we are now. We're way out away from the main park area in a very remote part of the park. Park property includes this peninsula that sticks out into the Kerr Reservoir, and we're going to be hiking a portion of the Panhandle Multi-Use Trail. Panhandle Trail is a 7.5 mile trail, one way. It's an out and back. We will not be hiking the entire trail today due to limited time. You can see that the terrain here is very gentle, just rolling hills. The average elevation in the area is around 300 to 350 feet, although there are some high areas that reach perhaps as high as 400 feet above sea level. But this is a very easy trail. There's no major elevation change. So you can see the sign here warning us that we are entering the wildlife management area, and this part of the park is open to seasonal hunting. So we'll just take precautions. Okay guys, this is Kerr Reservoir, known locally as Bugs Island Lake. It's an impoundment of the Roanoke River, and out there is the actual main channel of the river. Alright, look closely guys. You guys see the trail? This trail is so lightly used, especially this time of year with the fresh leaves down, that it's really not noticeable. The path is not really noticeable. You just sort of have to keep up with the white blazes, or these silver reflective blazes. They do have them pretty frequently along the trail, but as I'm going along and paying attention to the scenery and enjoying my time out in the woods, I've already veered away from the trail several times. But of course there's really no danger of getting lost out here. You just sort of look around and find the blazes and pick it back up. The trail in this area more or less follows the lakeshore. Take a look at that guys. That's a massive tree blowdown right there. A lot of downed trees in this area, but this is the biggest tree I've seen so far. I know it's hard to appreciate on the camera, but just look how huge this tree is. So I've left the trail now, intentionally this time, and I'm just trying to take a bit of a shortcut through the woods here. Okay guys, I'm still just bushwhacking freely through the woods here. I have crossed the Panhandle Trail several times, but I'm not using the trail to navigate. You can see the lake down there, and just wanted to show you guys this kind of drainage that we're going to be descending down into. And this is probably the steepest terrain that we have seen so far on this hike, and you can see it's not really that steep, and it's not a big elevation change here. So as I mentioned earlier, pretty gentle terrain here and pretty easy hiking. I think even my buddy Chris and Pawpaw Steve could handle this no problem. So anyway, I'm going to go down in this drainage, and where I want to reconnect with the trail, I believe, is kind of up the ridge on the other side of this drainage. So that's where I'm heading now. It's really beautiful and quite peaceful down in these woods, and sometimes that's the beauty of going off trail. You just get a feel for the natural environment. Okay guys, check it out. Found some evidence of some old farming or homesteading, perhaps a barn or a house or some man-made structure once stood here. And judging by the trees growing in the middle of it, it was certainly a long time ago. Anyway, I just came bushwhacking through these woods here, and as I expected, I have reconnected with the Panhandle Multi-Use Trail. And by doing that bushwhack, I sort of took a shortcut, if you will, and cut quite a bit of distance off of the trail. Okay guys, at that last point where I said I had reconnected with the trail was right over along that distant ridge, and after following the trail briefly, I realized that I still had not come as far as I had wanted to with my shortcut. So I again left the trail and come down through there, and can see the lake down there. And pretty glad I came this way. Just by chance I found another site here, evidence of past human activity. Very cool. I mean, guys, this is why you have to get off trail sometimes. Sometimes the really cool stuff is not on the trail or is not along the trail, and you just sort of have to get out and explore, and if you get lucky you'll find some really cool stuff like this. You can see this is a very old site here. Okay guys, so I have reconnected now with the Panhandle Trail, and I am more or less where I wanted to be, and we're going to continue down the trail. But I just want to show you guys something. I don't know if you can really appreciate it in the video, but take a look at this tree. Just look how huge this tree is. Clearly an old growth tree. It just dwarfs all of the trees around it, and it's clearly been growing there for hundreds of years. And if that tree could talk, just imagine the stories that it could tell us. All around this area are signs of previous human activity. This area was heavily farmed in the past. Okay guys, you can see in this area basically the trail is a service road here in the park, and there's really nothing special to see here, but what I wanted to show you guys is just take a look at how thick the understory is here in the forest. This area is being managed in cooperation with the Virginia Department of Conservation and the United States Army Corps of Engineers. And they came in here in 2008 and harvested quite a bit of the timber from the land, and in 2009 they applied a prescribed burn in the area, and that's going to continue over the next several years. And what I understand is that they are trying to encourage certain species of trees to regenerate in this area. Alright guys, so as we continue out onto this panhandle, we come to one of my favorite little sections of the trail. Here in this area, this peninsula becomes very narrow, and if you notice here on this side of the trail, you can see the lake out there. That's looking out towards the main channel, the Roanoke River. And just a few feet away on this side, you can again see the lake encroaching up one of the hollows. And this little peninsula is very narrow here. It's maybe 75 to 100 feet wide here at the most. So I'm hoping to make it all the way to the end of the trail, but I don't know if I will or not. It's starting to get late in the day, and I still have a considerable distance to reach the end. And of course this is an out and back, so however far I hike down in here, I'm going to have to hike it back out. Of course down here in this very easy terrain, my hiking speed is increased probably 30%, I would say, over what it would be if I was in a mountainous area. So I'm making pretty good time on the trail. Very fast hiking. This is like for your success speed I'm doing here. The only difference is he does it while climbing 14ers in Colorado, and I'm just doing it down here on basically flat ground. Beautiful area here, guys, and check it out. The park has placed a map for us here showing of course you can see this is the main channel of the Roanoke River. All of this area is the state park, and you can see the Panhandle Trail starts here, but we did not hike this area here. We actually drove down an access road and parked here at the equestrian campground. And when we left there, we initially took a spur trail down here to the lakeshore. You saw that earlier in the video. And then basically I bushwhacked across here and picked up the Panhandle Multi-Use Trail, and we basically hiked it all along here out to this point here. It says "You are here." And you can see there's a split in the trail here. The Panhandle Trail East goes off to the left, and the West Spur goes to the right. My original intention was actually to hike the West Spur all the way down to the end of the peninsula, which you can see is even off of the map here. But you can see that's a considerable distance to travel. It's getting late in the day. From here back to the parking is a little over 4 miles. So we've already got 4 miles to get back from here, and I'm not sure exactly what distance it is here, but you can see it's a considerable distance. The East Spur Trail is another mile, and so an out and back there would add 2 miles to the trip, and it's getting late in the day. I just unfortunately do not have time to make it to the end of the trail. So since I'm not going to make it to the end anyway, I might as well turn back here, and this will be my starting point for any future adventures to try to make it out to the end of the Panhandle, perhaps another time when I have more time. But from here I'll just start making my way back towards the parking lot. Check it out, guys. Look at that awesome nest up in that tree. I've been watching it for several minutes here and I haven't seen any activity up there. If any of you guys have any idea what type of bird may have built that nest, please leave me a comment down below. But it's a very large nest. Very cool. So it's a little cloudy back towards the west, but check out that beautiful sky, guys. Getting close to sunset here on a beautiful afternoon, beautiful evening. Okay guys, so I'm just making my way back down the trail. Got just a little over 1 mile still to go to get back to the parking area, but not much further now. I'm just going to stay on the main trail. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate all your views and support. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. So thanks so much for watching, and as always guys, I'll see you on the trail.